Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I'm sitting out here doing some journaling. The desk is a mess, so that's part of the reason that I need to do some catch-up journaling. And we left off, well, I think I did add 2 bottle caps to the page, and I did those with long brads. Let's see, I know one was to a Bacardi bottle that's just been sitting empty for a long time, and we recycled the bottle, and I decided to put the lid in here. And then American honey, that was some type of liquor, but I don't remember. I didn't drink any of that. I don't even know what that was from, like if it was a whiskey or I'm just not sure, but I did like the lid. So I grabbed that out of the recycle bin, and here we are at this point. I did glue in this image of Frida Kahlo from a planner, self-portrait with small monkey. I glued in this beautiful piece of fabric to cover up the brads over here, and I will do more journaling. I have an entry that I sat and wrote last night on the couch. So I need to create a space for this to sort of hide away. And I also want to get rid of some of the trash that's been piling up. So I thought I might incorporate some of that. I love this color. Isn't that amazing? And we could somehow incorporate this. Well, we're going to incorporate it, but I'm just trying to think of where I want to put this. I think I glued this strip on here too. That was the edge of a paper that was torn out of probably a sample book or something. I think I'm going to go ahead and sew this in to make a little pocket right here. That journal entry could go in there. So let me step over to the sewing machine and I'll be right back with that. There we go. I am definitely not afraid to use trash in my everyday journals. And I love the pocket that makes. I don't know if, well, Tillamook, am I saying that right? That's a good ice cream. And we tried the Marion Berry pie earlier in the summer when our family was coming over to hang out, and I really liked it, so we ate. Bought another one recently and finished that off, and I washed this part of the lid off because I love that color. Such a beautiful color. So we've put that in. I was thinking about, where did it go? Creating a, well, it's in here somewhere. I was gonna make a couple of, here it is. I knew it, it fell on the floor. A couple of paper dolls. But look at this, wouldn't that make an amazing hat or a skirt for a paper doll? So maybe I'll just quickly do that. I can really get to a point out here where I'm having a creative block because of too much stuff. And I am coming up with ways to keep just the sheer amount of stuff, because I do shop a lot and I create a lot. I make a lot of things in addition to the books, so it can end up feeling like there's just so much out here I can't create. One of the things I'm going to do is create a package weekly or monthly with just de-stash. So it's going to be everything, like when I just clean up the floor and the workshop. I don't know if you can see this. It's very heavy. So how do we want to do this? I think that's just going to be amazing as a hat. So let's pull out a piece of watercolor paper so that we can draw a little face. And good gracious, I've got pens everywhere from sitting inside and journaling at night. Let's just get one of these Sharpie gel pens out and create a little face. Let's do some eyebrows and eyes. Does not have to be anything fancy. We just need to make a trashy paper doll. I have this problem with all or none. I've always been that way, and I have a really hard time getting started. If I have a lot of something and I don't want to get rid of anything, it's like an all or none thing. Well, I have to use all of this, or I can't move on until everything is done. And it's just not a productive way to be. I'm really working on that with myself and just trying to be more, I don't know, not so OCD. And I don't use that jokingly. I do think there's some OCD in my family. And I think I probably have a form of it. I've never been diagnosed, but just based on hearing about other people and what the symptoms can be and the way I do things. And it can be very hindering if you feel like you can't move on from something, and it really makes no sense to just keep on with the same thing, and yet you have this thing in your brain that says, but you're not done. You have to use every single thing. So anyway, maybe some of you can relate. Now let's pull out a little, just pull out the watercolor here. Obviously, we're going to have to make the rest of her dress because she needs to be a complete paper doll. Let's just put some color in her face. And doesn't have to be fancy, obviously. Always like just going back to the blues and greens for the dresses, but they turn out so pretty. And oh, her lips, hello. This is a huge brush, but this is one of my favorites. It's bent, so it has this tip here that's really just not even supposed to be like that. But it's also big enough to do big splatters, and I've just had it for forever. I don't know. I do have a lot of other brushes, so I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. So let's put the paint set back, and let's go ahead and cut this out. Maybe we will make her dress out of one of these packages. I like that chili, that chocolate chili. Jason's always bringing me stuff home. If he goes out, he'll say, oh, I got you something, and it's just so sweet. Oh, I do love that. Isn't that amazing? And then for the rest of the dress, so why don't we go ahead and just open this package up. Hope you can hear me okay. And if we take Sharpie, and just kind of, let's cut that part out. I like those words, excellence there, or whatever it said. So that's the dress. Now, why didn't I leave a little bit to be able to glue them together? But that's okay, because we might just glue her into the book anyway. And you can always do something like, to make it more sturdy. I can't find my glue. Here it is. I have two of these. The other one, oh, I see it. I took it to the other side of the room. And now where did I put that little, here it is. So, let's go ahead and place these together on top of that piece to make it more sturdy. And we need to glue her hat on. We might need to staple it too, because there's tape on the back of this piece, and I'm not sure the glue's gonna stick. She's kind of big. We might have to cut that dress a little shorter. Why don't we do that? There, we'll make it like this really cool shirt with that triangle on it. Is there a place to glue her in? Yes. Oh my goodness, she's amazing. Then we can draw the arms in because we have that white paper on the back. I'm frazzled this morning. And my goodness, I've had such a struggle with my Patreon. I relaunched my Patreon, and it's beginning this month, September 2023. I will put a link. For some reason, Patreon went ahead and charged people. I had like, okay, let me go back to the beginning. When I went back to work full-time at the Scrap Exchange, I did not feel like I could devote the attention to Patreon that I needed to, because obviously these are people paying every month for something, and I want it to be worth their money. And so I unlaunched my account. Maybe I should have deleted it, but I didn't want to delete it because I knew at some point I would probably come back to it. So now that I'm home again, I decided to relaunch my Patreon, and I did notify, there were like 5 people who were still listed as active members. I deleted that tier. I reached out to everyone, and doggone it if Patreon didn't charge some people. And I've been going through trying to just communicate with everybody, and I am more than happy to refund. In fact, I've already refunded one. I had one who went ahead and chose a new tier, which I really appreciate. Thank you so much. And the Patreon is going to be very fun. I learned a lot from the last time. You know, what I want to do again, what I want to add to it. What am I getting at, though? Oh, but I just feel so frazzled. I've gone back and forth trying to figure out how to not allow this to happen, and then it happened anyway. I don't think anybody's upset. It's not, I did notify everybody, but it just, I don't like to do things like that to people. I felt very bad that Patreon went ahead and charged some people. And again, if you're in that group, you know, feel free to reach out to me, and I will do whatever I need to make it right. So I'm just frazzled. I'm frazzled. I've spent all weekend with this on my mind, and I love technology, but I hate it. I know we all feel that way. At least I think we do. So let's just put her arms behind her back, sort of. And there she is. We can always add more to that later, but now I can just recycle this and a few other things. Although, wait a minute. I do want the word excellence. I love to fill these pages up. I really do. Gotta be careful to make sure that you don't staple over something you've already done. I may staple this right here at the top. I have to be sure not to get those bottle caps, which of course I wouldn't be able to staple through that, but like you wouldn't want to staple through something that's an interactive thing and you mess it up by doing that. Okay, I'm going to stop for now. I have a list of things to do today. I was going to package today, but the mail does not run today, I think, right? Monday, Labor Day. So I'm going to be busy packaging in the morning, getting everything out so that it goes to the post office first thing in the morning. And I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know if you can see it or feel it, but this Patreon thing really threw me for a loop. So that's where we are. I'm going to clean up and I will be back soon. I want the workshop all cleaned up. It's kind of a mess. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye for now.